There. Yeah? Okay. Here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our little pillow, our little foam. Many of you have bought these or have rented them from me. You checked them out like a library. A really good quality one is going to be in the neighborhood of $30 to $40, I think. Okay, but here's the thing. We're going to start getting warmed up for this session today, which is our mobility session. And do it up here so you can see my head, and then that might work. Good? Okay. So what I want you to do is just kind of put your hands here in an imaginary ball. See, like this? See this? So I'm going to do ball like it's as if I'm rolling it. See that? Then I'm going to roll it. But I'm standing where? I'm standing on a pillow. See that? This is a warm-up. And I want you to rock from the midfoot to the heels. So I'm standing up, tight tummy, drop shoulders, hands here in the middle with a pretend ball. And I'm just going to rock to my heels. And then I'm going to rotate the ball. And I'm going to rock to my toes. And I'm going to rock and rock. And don't be surprised if you under or over balance and you like catch yourself like this. That's fine. That's part of this kind of motion. You see what I'm doing? I'm rolling it, and I bring one elbow a little bit up, then the other elbow a little bit up, and I'm rocking from my heels to my toes. So if I have anybody coming on today and you've had Achilles tendonitis and or plantar fasciitis, if you're in an acute stage, you have to even be careful with this kind of pressure, okay? But once you've passed an acute stage, then this is part of your therapy to get back on board, to using your ankle, using your foot, okay? So I'm just rolling that ball around. See that? Then I'm gonna pass the ball right here. See, I'm passing the ball, and then I bring it right into me. Roll it. I'm pressing toward the front part of my feet, and then I'm gonna pass the ball, and then I'm gonna bring it back. So one thing you should notice about this is, number one, I'm constantly rocking to my heels and then to my toes. And as I pass the ball, I am staying in what we call the column. Do you see that my shoulders remain over my hips, over my knees? Whenever I'm doing this kind of warming up, I don't want to make a big move and bend at my waist, okay? So there's the ball, roll it around, pass it to the side, but stay in the column. See, bring it right into you. Drop your shoulders, soften your knees, say rib cage up. That way you have ear, shoulder, hip, knee, all lined up. Then I rotate, pass the ball, bring it back. Rotate, pass the ball, bring it back. Go to the heels, rotate, pass the ball, bring it back. Are you rotating from heels to toes? And when you're here in what I call neutral, you get realigned. See, I do that every time anyway, but I'm drawing attention to it because every time I bring the ball back here in front of me, see, I could have the ball like this, right? I line myself up. I say all those things. Drop shoulders, drop chin, rib cage up. Rotate, pass. Bring it back. Rotate, pass. So see, in coming right here, that's where I do all those realignments. And I just do it as a matter of course, but I'm pointing that out to you. Because when you come back to the middle, you realign and you press. And you still are doing heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Then you take your hands, drop the ball, put your hands across your chest like this. Take a big deep breath. Now I'm going to shift and I'm going to take this leg out to the side, bring it back in. If that is scary for you, make sure you have a chair next to you. Do one hand across the chest, shift, bring that leg out. See how I'm using my chair? So anytime somebody has an issue with balance, always do it around a counter or a chair or something like that. So shift. I'm here. If I can, I'll use this if I need to. And I'll come way out like that, and I'll come back down. Now, we're going through these warm-up patterns as part of the class. Okay, tight tummy. So I've shifted. My knee is soft. Use the chair if you need to, but you're going to take this leg way out there. Take a breath. Try to stay upright. Try not to lean. Try not to lean. Take a breath. Bring it back in. Okay, tight tummy. Shift. Use your chair if you need it. Otherwise, your hands are right here. I see Jane coming on. Hi, Jane. So you're going to have this one on a recording today, y'all. Okay, see how I'm bringing it out here? My foot on this pad or your pillow or this disc, you're going to be working really hard. So be very careful if you're somebody who has plantar fasciitis and it's in an active stage. Always use your hand here because that lessens the pressure on that supportive foot. That's why I would say use that. You can still do this movement patterning. It's just that it's a lot of pressure on your foot here. Okay, so here I go here. Breath, hold it out there, hold it out there, hold it out there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Readjust. Okay, hip hinge, bent knee, shift, because this leg's coming out. I'm going to go here. Don't lock this leg and try not to lean excessively by your waist here. Put your hand right there if you need it. See, I grabbed that chair quick. Take a breath, tight tummy, hold it right there. Make sure your ankle leads, Okay, and when you can let go of the chair, try to hold it on your own for like 5 to 10 seconds. Breath, 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 breath. 3, 2, 1. So if you're watching this, you're going to see that I am much more unsteady when I'm supporting with this leg because this is my hip that's replaced. This is my knee that's replaced. Okay? My toes need to be wide like that. Okay? So try not to claw them in. Okay, tight tummy, shift, breath. Bring your hands here or here or here. Take this leg up right here and just do several little repetitions. Touch and back down. Touch and back down. This knee is soft. Touch and back down. Breath, back down. Breath, back down. 2 more. Breath, back down. 1 more. Breath, back down. Come right to center. Do all your little corrections. Shoulders down, chin down, tight tummy, rib cage up. Shift. Okay? When you release this foot, be ready because you'll tend to want to overbalance or you'll tend to want to lock your leg right here. So don't do that. Don't do either. So on this one, I'm putting 1 finger here so that I don't lean excessively. So here I go. I'm going to do little repetitions here. Little repetitions of a lift, breath, lift, breath. Stay upright. Try not to lean excessively. Breath, breath, breath. 3, 2, 1. And bring it back in. Get that ball again. that imaginary ball. Remember? Remember? Put one hand on top, one hand on bottom. Go to your heels. Then rotate. One hand on top, one hand on bottom. Go to the toes. Rotate. Heels. Rotate. Toes. Tight tummy, just one more. Heels, breath, toes, breath. Bring your hands down, take a big deep breath, big deep breath, big deep breath. We're staying right here on our little pad or our pillow or whatever you've chosen, okay? I'm just gonna come down, touch my knees, touch my pad, touch my knees, come back up, press out, come back in, push the butt back, tuck my chin, touch my knees, go down, pat the pillow, come back up, knees, and come back out. So why am I having you touch your knees, touch your toes? Because I don't want you to go all the way down in one big swoop. I want you to think about what you're doing as you're coming down. It's right here. The back is flat. You come way down here. Your head does not go below your butt. You keep your head in line with your shoulders, in line with your hips. See that? Touch. Then you come here. You're pushing into the heels. Then you come up. Press out. Okay? We're going to do this 3 more times. Take a breath. Bring it in with the hands. Hip hinge. Okay, now you're going to go deeper. I'm patting right above the knee. Then I'm going to go down and I'm going to tap my pillow. I'm going to push into the heels. I'm going to come to the knees. Then I'm going to come out and I'm going to push down really hard. Then I'm going to come in. I'm going to go again to the knees. Take a breath. Okay, now increase your bend. You're getting way down into a full squat. Then you come back up to the knees. Then you push in the heels and you're up. And you're pressing now out. Okay? Last one. Here we go. Down, push, push, push. Again, head, shoulders, hip. Don't put your head lower than your hip, okay? So tap down, come down as low as you feel you can. Really push that butt down. Then you come up, then you come up, then you come up, pushing through your heels. And then you press and you feel through your shoulders. Now I'm going up, okay? So this is my highest point with my shoulders. Bring it in. This is medium. Bring it in. This is low. All right? Then I'm going to go push forward, push backward. Okay? Now, whenever I did this, many of you, unless you're catching yourself, you did this. You pushed your hand out here and you were leaning. And then you put your hand back here. See this? This is not what I want, right? So that's not what your back wants, actually. So say all those little movement parameters. So ear, shoulder, hip. Take your hand. See how I'm turning? Now take your hand back, okay? Now we can push really hard forward and back because my ear is centered over my shoulder, is centered over my hip, is centered over my knees. Okay, now push really hard like somebody's pulling you one way and pulling you the other way. Really push, pull. Push, pull, push, pull. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Bring her in. Right here. Okay? So I'm right here in the middle. Now I'm not going to move at all. I just brought my hands in. So what am I going to do? I'm going to push one hand forward. But where am I not going to bend at? So when you push forward, I'm not going to lean in, right? Then I have my other hand ready to go. So I'm pushing forward. Then I'm going to push back. Okay, now I can say, act like somebody, that you're pushing somebody here, but you're also pushing somebody here. So you're really getting pulled apart. Push, pull, take breath. Push, pull, take breath. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. Really hard. And bring it in. Shake out, shake out, shake out, shake out. I know. You know, who would know? It could be that hard. Okay, here we are. I'm going to turn to the side with my knee. See that? That's all I'm doing. Because we're going to do some of this laying down on the floor today. So see this? I'm turning like that. And then I'm going to turn. Just like that. So I'm on my pillow. Let's pretend you're in the floor. Okay? So the side of you is laying down on the floor like this, and you're going to turn this leg over, and you're going to reach it across. See that? So make sure you're doing this where there's a chair that you can put your hand on, or a table, or a bed, or a wall. Take a breath. Okay, you ready? I'm going to take the knee across. So a big mistake that some people make when they're doing these crossbody moves is they take their foot and they stick it across first. Let's move back here and let's take the knee across. So pretend you're laying down on the side of you, okay? And you're going to take that knee across. Then you're going to reach out. And you've got something here that you can put your hand on. A wall, counter, chair. Take a breath. Bring it back. Okay? So that constant turning to the side, turning back. So I wanted to use the disc, and I wanted to show you some really good balance work. If you spend 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, doing some of the moves that I did on that, and especially if you're holding one leg up as you're doing it, trying not to lean like this. See, stand on the floor and just do this. See, just pick the knee up and set back. So just like that, just like that. If you have a hip replaced, I can tell you this is not an easy maneuver, because you know what you want to do? You want to lean. You want to do this, because that goes right past the weak muscles that we are desperate to work on. So I would much rather that you put your hand on something so that when you press and lift, you're not leaning. So this will help you, because then I get into the muscles that need to be innervated. Okay, so I'm using this so that I can pull and I don't lean. So typically, because this is my hip replacement side, typically I would just do this. And that gets us into the wobble walk. So I'm trying to help you get functional with these replaced hips, knees, etc. All right? And sometimes you need to have something to help you use the correct muscle. So see how I sit back right there, and I don't let myself lean. Okay? Boom. So for people with these kinds of issues, and especially if you just have, like, say, an arthritic hip, you will, in fact, you've taught yourself to do that leaning thing before your hips were replaced because it hurt. And so you do this, see, and you don't use the muscles that you need to use. Okay, so let's just recap this, and then we're going to get down in the floor. All right, use something to hold. See how I'm sitting back? Then I'm shifting my whole body into a full foot. Then I go to the heel. I do a hip hinge. I don't lean, and I bring the knee up. So what I'm showing you right now is a very important part of fitness therapy. Okay, it's a cross between fitness and physical therapy. So I'm trying to slowly break down that move that we do really wrong compensation, and then we never get strong in the muscles that were around that weak hip and that hip that's replaced. Okay? Okay, moving on. All right, so I'm going to turn this here. You can use your chair to get down on the floor, or you can just get down on the floor. It's up to you. So you can come here and you can do this kind of a move. See? Like that. Here's the deal. I want anybody coming in to my class on a regular basis, I want you to figure out, no matter what your issues are, of how you're going to get yourself down to the floor and back up with no problem. See, I don't want you to just dread this, okay? So you can use a chair like I just did, or you can go right down into the floor, all right? So big breath. So we're right here. I'm going to use this pad while I'm getting down into position. So my hands now are on the pad. It feels really good. I can either go from a fist or I can do a full hand. It's whatever that you need to do, all right? I want your hips to be just a little bit open, okay? So this is a total 90 degree, hand, knee. See that? If I slide my knees back, that's a little bit open. It's not completely open. This is completely open, right here, ready to do a modified push-up. But we're going to modify it a little more. So we're going to open the knees just a little bit, and then we're going to come down and come back up. So we're just going to do one or two. We're going to come down and hold it there and come back up. Now, again, you can put your fists, or you can put a whole hand, but if you're on these big, thick foam things that I've checked out to many of you, it really makes this so much more comfortable. See this? I'm just pulling myself right down, pressing back. I'm not bending my elbows a whole lot. I just want you to do a little bit of a push back. I'm not even going to call it a push up. I'm calling it a push back. You're pushing back off of the floor. See that? It's a push back. Take a breath, push your butt back, put your elbows down, put your forehead down, and you want to put your butt as close to your heels as possible. Now for me, I can't get down there very far because that's my knee that's replaced. It's very tight, and it's very difficult to get your butt down close to your heels. Then you're going to come back from that. You're going to put your hands back on the pillow. You're going to pick how closed you want your hip here or how open. So I'm going to go back there just a little bit. My shoulders are right over my wrist. I'm going to dip. See, I'm just going to dip a little and come back. So I'm just dipping a little and coming back. But here's what I'm not doing. I'm not leading with my head. See that? Tuck my chin, pull my elbows behind me. You don't want to be flaring your elbows here. You want to be pushing your elbows so that they're aiming at your thighs. Okay? Breath. Keep your tummy tight. Just a little dip. Come back. One more little dip. I'm not doing fast. I'm not doing hard repetitions. I'm just moving you into a very good position to make you innervate your whole upper body and your core. Go back to the elbows. Push your butt down. Put your forehead down. Press, 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 press. Big breath, big breath, big breath. And come back. Now you're going to go straight from this to straight down into the flower. I'm going to move my chair a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay? So I'm going to go. I'm already here on my hands and knees, correct? So I'm going to go right on down to my elbows, right here. So I'm going to do this segment first, and then I'll roll over onto my back, okay? Some of you thought I was going to say I'm going to roll over and bark, but I did not say that. All right, are you ready? So I'm going to come right down as if I were laying down in my little bed. All right? I'm laying down. I'm going to put my hands beside me, and I'm going to tuck my chin. Now, at this point, if you want your little pillow next to you so that you can, in fact, put your forehead on the pillow when you get tired, perfect, that's fine. However, my goal is to get you to tuck your chin and push your shoulders down and then roll them in as if you were lifting the back part of your head with your chin tucked up. So it's going to be press your shoulders, tighten your butt, squeeze your shoulders together, and lift through your back extensors. And you're going to hold 1, 2, 3. Hold, 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 hold. Breath, 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 breath. Now you're going to bring one hand and put it so that you can put your forehead down. A big breath. Your hand's going to be up here, and you're just going to be doing little tiny waves. See that? So as I have my head down, my forehead down, I'm going to constantly be moving with my shoulder down. I'm squeezing the back part of my arm, okay? Then I'm going to switch. Put my forehead down. Keep my tummy tight, okay? Tops of the feet are down. Squeeze your butt. And I'm just going to rest my neck here by putting my forehead on my hand. And see, I'm doing those little butterfly beats with my hand. So it's up, down, up, down, up, down. And when you come up, you want to squeeze the back part of your arms. Right there, squeeze. Right there, squeeze. Right there, squeeze. Now do them both. So tuck your chin. You're going to drop your shoulders and lift the back part of your head. Up, breath, up, breath, breath, breathe, breath, go, breath, go, breath, go, breath. Now hold, 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 up, hold, hold, and come in and out with those thumbs. In and out, breath, 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 breath. Bring your hands in and put your forehead right there on the back part of your hands. See that? Bring both legs up. What you want to do here is you bring these up and you act like you're bringing your heels through your butt. See that? Heels to your butt. You're going to feel a nice, gentle stretch coming through the front part of your legs, your quads. See that? You're going to bring them in, push. Bring them in, push. So you're bringing your heels as close to your rear end as you can. Keep your shoulders down. Your forehead is on your hands. Take a big breath. Now you're going to keep your forehead on your hands, and now you're going to tighten your tummy and you're going to bring one leg up. See how I just brought one leg up? And I'm going to hold there, and I'm going to go out and up. I'm going to go out and up, out, up. I'm leading with my heel and my ankle, not my toe. See that? Ankle, heel, ankle, heel. Bring it down. Roll your heels back and forth. Roll your heels, roll your heels, roll your heels, roll them. Big deep breaths. Okay, now you're going to roll over to the other side. Put your forehead down, right in your tummy. Squeeze your butt, and you lift from the heel leading. Then you go to the side, out to the side. Then you go up, and then out. Not very far. Out. Up. Out. Up. And it's out to the side. Just a couple more breaths. So you're really holding with your core, your back extensors, and then you drop it down. Big deep breath. Bring those hands beside you. Drop your shoulders. Drop your chin. And just hold right there. Just hold right there. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Big breath. All right. Now we come to the side. Okay. Slowly we turn to the side. See that? Now, some people would call this a just a side lying position here, but we're going to bring our leg into it, and this is actually part of an advanced pelvic stabilization. All right, so right here, see, I'm going to keep one leg down, straight. If you have a problem with keeping your balance here with your legs straight, then bend the underneath leg just a little. See that? Just that tiny bit of a bend makes it so much easier. But you won't get as much work through the pelvic as you would if you had it straight on here, okay? But anything you need to do to help you be a little more comfortable and to do this next move. So I'm going to go straight here with my legs. I'm going to bring a knee forward first. Then I'm going to put it down, okay? Then I'm going to bend the knee, and I'm going to shoot my foot back. See that? And then I'm going to bring it in. So at first, to get you into this move, I'm bending the knee, and it's so that it's more gentle on your back and your pelvic muscles, all right? All through the gluteal and through the lower abdomen and the back, lower back muscles, okay? So I'm right here, leg as straight as possible. I'm going to bring this leg forward, see? And especially if you have a hip replace, see? You should be probably on a pillow, and you come up like this, and then you extend it. Then you bring it in, and then you go back, and you extend it. See that? So I'm going to bring it in, and I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to go way out with it. See that? And now, those of you who have intact hips, you don't have to worry about that little bionic hip popping out. Then you're going to go straight from here back to here with a straight leg. You're going to come here, don't go fast, and come back. So it's a sweeping motion. So for those of us with hip issues, balance issues, shoulder issues, etc., use a pillow. See, you can be down, all the way down like this, so you're not on your shoulder. You bring the leg up, and then you bring it back. Okay? You bring it up, and then you bring it back. So I'm showing people that have shoulder issues what to do here. All right? If you can lean on your shoulder, of course, do that. But some of you can't, so you need to lay down. And you can get this great motion going. So it's a pelvic stabilizing kind of a move. See this? Straight out, straight back. Big breath. And I keep these hips stacked right on top of each other as I do this move, back and forth, back and forth. Okay? Now, before we move to the other side, I'm going to put my elbow here, my hand here, and I'm going to push myself up. See that? And come down. See that? Push your hip up as if you were going to go ahead and get up, but we're not getting up. See, I'm pushing here. I'm pushing on my elbow. I'm going to keep my knees down here. I'm going to lift the hip. Take a deep breath. Those of you with intact hips, and I can do it on this side, I can't do it on the other side. You're going to do this, and you're going to come up from your ankles. See, that's a Judy move. But I can't do it on the other side. It takes a lot of pelvic, hip, lower abdomen, gluteal work to do that move. So just give it a try. Then you're going to bring your knees in. Take a big deep breath. You're going to sit because we're fixing to go to the other side. But I'm not going just yet. Okay, so here's my pad if I need it. So anytime I get people down in the floor, moving around like this, squirming around in the floor, see, I think back to my childhood days when I used to play with worms down in some hot oil. We'd have a little fire and, well, we did all kinds of stuff with those worms. I mean, the fish were going to just eat them up anyway, right? Okay, here we go. Are you ready? I don't know if my cousin's on, but she might have remembered some of the worm things. Okay, before we go to the other side, and that's all I'm going to do, but I'm not doing it right now. I'm just showing you, okay? So before we do that, we're going to do a series of sit backs. So I'm going to bend my knees just like this. I can go up, pull my toe, or press. This move right here, see the toe up and the toe down. So I'm got my knees bent. That eases off my back. It's a good movement pattern with my ankle, pull the toe up, stretching underneath the foot, and then you point your toe, really point them. Now, while they're being pointed, just like that, I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going to turn to the side so you see what I'm doing. I'm going to say rib cage up. And I'm just going to sit back until I start to feel kicking right here, okay? Meaning I'm bracing, okay? Then I'm going to just come forward a little, not all the way. Then I'm going to go back. I'm doing a sit back. Then I'm going to just either pull here or use my tummy muscles to pull myself forward. You get to decide whether you're going to use a little pressure here to help you or not. So here I go. Tight. Breath. As you go down, you're breathing in, and then you're going to exhale. See that? Keep your rib cage up. Breath. See, I'm sitting back. Then I'm going to come forward just a little. Then I come back. Now, where's that ball? See that ball? Remember that ball? As I come up, I'm going to hand it off to the side. See that? Then I come back. I take a breath. I say rib cage up. Here's the ball. As I come up, I'm going to hand it to the other side. Take a big breath. Keep your shoulders down. Right here. Turn. Come up. Hand it to the other side. Here we go. Down. Take a big deep breath. There's that ball. Here we go. Up. Hand it to the other side. Don't lean. Say rib cage up, rotate the ball, turn, hand it to the other side. Take a big breath, hold right here with the ball and just come 1 breath, 2 breath, 3 breath, 4 breath, 5 breath, 6. Big deep breath. Yes? That was your favorite, right? I think Kathy was loving it. I only counted 6, Kathy. Okay, here we go. Now I'm on side sitting, okay? As if I was gonna lay down in bed. See that move? Sometimes people go, I can't remember. How did I get into that move? I'm like, the same way you lay down in your bed at night. Seriously, you sit on that bed, you lay down on your side, and that's how you get into this move. So see, I can be on my elbow, or I can tuck it under and put my head right here. And I can be side lying, no problem. And I can bring my knee forward and then reach. Then I bring it in and I go back with my knee bent, and then I stretch it out, okay? Then I bring it in. So see, I'm doing all this as if I had a shoulder issue. I put my head on my pillow. It can be a pretty high pillow if you don't want to bother your shoulder, or you can use this as a shoulder strengthening move. So here I am. My hips are stacked on top. I'm going to bring the leg forward and then reach it. Bring it in and reach it back. See that? Once I have the move and I'm pretty sure and I feel comfortable with bringing the knee up first, then I can go ahead and just sweep it back there. See that? And I want to not have too much motion in my upper body. I want to try to keep from going way down like that. See, I want to go forward and then back. So this is a pelvic stabilization move, all right? And if you have your underneath leg straight, it's even harder, all right? So I'm going to come all the way around. I'm going to keep that leg sweeping to the back without too much upper body motion. And you have to pay attention because everybody wants to lean. So I'm just going to do this, 6 to 10 times. Bring it back. I'll go point and then flex. And then bring my foot into dorsiflexion and then plantar flexion. And bring that leg in, okay? Big deep breath, elbows down, or I'm laying down, that's fine. And I'm gonna use my hand and my knee, and I'm gonna turn and lift. So this is the side that I really can't go for my ankles. It takes way too much when you have lost your hip stabilization, wow. So you can do this move though, and it's excellent for your core, but your knees are bent, your hand is here, your elbow's here, you press and you lift. And then as you're coming down, you take your time, then you come back up. And you take your time, and you come back up. And you go down and take your time. Take a breath, and you come back up. You go down, take your time. Big breath, up, back down, take your time. And then come back to center. So here I am. Okay? Woo! So now we're going to do the most fun exercise. It's the one that Nancy loves the most. We're going to do dead bug variations. And you're saying, what the heck is that? Well, think of all the positions you've seen dead bugs' legs in. Well, that's what we're going to do. So that said, when you get down here and you start doing this move, you have to think about what you're doing with your tummy and your back. So mostly we want your back in a neutral position, all right? So that means tuck your belly button in, Okay? Go down, side lying, so that you don't hurt your back. See, I'm going to go down. Now I'm going to get my back in position, so to speak. So my tummy's in. I'm going to take one leg and I'm going to push it out, just like that. See that? The knee is soft. Come back, put it down. Do the other one. So if I were with you right now, I would poke your belly, make sure it was tight or braced, and I would put my hand under here, and I don't really want to get it all the way under, although I do want to feel a little space there. So that's neutral spine. Once I have that, then I can bring my hands right up here. See this? Once I'm in that position, then I'll bring the other one up and I'll put both of them in that position and I'm right here. So this is one variation of the dead bug. Then I'll bring those knees in, take a breath, brace your tummy, put one leg out, then put the other leg out. You still have a little bit of a bend. This is working really, really hard. Take a breath, and I can go hand over head, hand over head. Let's do it twice. Keep your tummy tight. Don't let there be a big gap between your back and the floor. One more. Okay, bend your knees, bring it in. Here's the regular dead bug, right here. Take a big breath, yeah. Then I'm going to go down just a tiny bit lower, right to there. See that? Now tighten in your tummy. Then I'm going to take the other one down to match it. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Breathe the leg in, breathe the leg in. Okay? So these are dead bug variations. Here is the resting dead bug. Okay, see that? And if you want to bring reality into it, you can wiggle your toes and your hands. There's your reality. Okay. Now let's go to down just a little. We're not going to go down all the way like we did before, just a little. And then go out with your leg just a little. Keep this steep bit just a little. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Take the other one out. Breath, 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 breath. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Bring it in to the resting dead bug. Right there. Okie dokie. Take a breath. Now we're going to go to the harder one. So the harder one is when you go a little lower, but you keep your knee bent. Tight tummy. Take the other one down a little lower. Hold on to it. Breath, 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 breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back in. Put your hands underneath. And then come side with your knees. Now when you're going to come up from this position, don't do it with both knees. Take one leg, then bring the other one, okay? Then take one leg down, take the other leg down. There you are. Bring your hand out to the side. Take a big deep breath. Big deep breath. You ready? If you're going to come up now, you use one leg, and then you use the other one. So this is the technique that you want to use so that you don't strain your back. And you go from side to side. Now, if you're not there yet and you have a back issue, just keep your feet on the floor. Much easier, less of a risk of pulling. So if you get to where you can do even 2 sets of, let's say 6 of these moves right here, where you're using one leg and then the other, this is a great movement pattern. But you see, if you don't want to pull your back, and you still want the good movement pattern, you lift one leg at a time. One leg. See that? Of course, if you're at a high level and you want to bring those legs together, Of course, you can do that, but it's much more advanced. Okay, so I'm just stretching my legs up. I'm going to go point, flex again, point, flex again, point, flex. Take a big deep breath, point, flex. Bring those knees in, hit the dead bug. Now, the reason I like the dead bug position is because it's going to help you with not only your core, not only your legs, not only your back, but it's going to help you with your shoulder mobility. So here I am. If I had a shoulder issue, I would just bring my hands down like this, and then I'd rotate and bring the back of my hand over my head and then bring it back in. See how I'm just bringing it right down here? I'm being very careful to try to get my elbow and the back of my hand down on the ground. And you can do one at a time. Take a breath. This is still dead bug position with the legs. See this? See this? Now once you get down there and you want to see where you're going with your shoulders, you can go ahead and raise your hand. But you see I'm keeping the back part of my wrist, the back part of my palm, and my elbow on the ground as I do this reaching over the head type thing. And just remember, if you have a lot of shoulder mobility problems, it's going to be very difficult for you to do. All right, but you've got a safety net. Okay, you've got a safety net because you're right on the floor. Big deep breath. Bring those hands in. Go back to that dead bug. Here we are. Rotate, rotate. Now we're going to do the pedal. We're going to pedal the bike right here. See this? So here's the deal. You can do this quite easy, or you can go into a very difficult or a more challenging move. See this? I'm not going fast. I'm going very slow. I'm going very controlled. Because as my leg goes out, I have to stay in control with my tummy the whole way. Take a breath, all the way down, breath, all the way down, breath, all the way down, breath. And I can really skim right across the floor. But here's when I know that you need to stop. Is if I got down and I put my hand down here and I felt a great big arch and I didn't feel you engaged in your tummy, then I would say, no, you need to go a little higher. You need to just take it out a little tiny bit. See this? Breath. So once you've taken it out there, you can even do a little bit of a press down with your foot position, just like that. Take a breath, 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 all the way down, back, all the way down, back, all the way down, back, all the way down. Breath. Now I'm going to put my feet down. I'm going to roll to the side. Keep my shoulders on the ground. Then I'm going to roll to the other side. Keep my shoulders on the ground. Turn my chin opposite. Breath. Turn opposite. Breath. Turn opposite. Great. All right. Now I'm going to roll to the side. And I'm going to stay on the side. Big, big breath. So I'm right here. I'm going to bring this foot and put it just right down like that. See that? See that? So again, I'm right here. My elbow's down. Or let's say you have a bad shoulder. Go ahead and cradle your hands and just bring this leg, like try to put the foot down and bring your knee right there. And then bring it back. Okay? Warning, you're going to feel this in your groin. Okay? So if you can, you're going to come just like this, and you're going to come like that. See that? And what you're trying to do is get this knee up. See, like that? Just push it just a little. Just a little. Just a little. Just a little. See that? Then you bring it back under. Okay? Then your legs come forward, just like we did before. I'm right here. Then I'm going to go to the other side. So here I am on my elbow. My knees are bent, right? I'm going to take this top leg, and I'm just going to put it down like that. So this is my hip replace side. So I'm not going to push too hard, but I am going to try to get my knee up there. Okay, so this is a range of motion here. Big breath, hang on. Big breath, hang on. Big breath. Yes. And then come back. And then come into a sit down, just like this. Okay? Now, we have a chair. We're going to use this for our back bridges or our hip raises in just a moment. But we're sitting here again. Some of you have a very hard time sitting in an L position. Like, for instance, it just ain't going to happen. So you must keep one or both knees bent. Okay? Take a big deep breath. Yeah? Then I'm going to straighten one leg. See that? One leg. I'm going to take one leg open till I feel it stretch. Now, how do I feel it stretch? I come forward with my chest and my tummy. So I'm going to push myself forward just until I feel stretching right through here. Gentle. See? Bring it in a little. Push yourself forward. Then open this bent knee. And then push down until you feel the stretching coming right through here. That's that range of motion I'm trying to help you open up. Okay? Then I'm going to come here. I'm going to switch. This leg's down. And this leg is open a little. And then I'm going to push myself forward until I feel a little stretch coming through the groin. See that? Not a lot, but a little. See, I'm pushing, 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 pushing. Then I come back. Big, deep breath. Okay? Now, I'm going to spin around here and put my feet in this chair. Some of you do not need to do that. You need to just do your hip lifts with your feet on the floor. You get to say who's going to do that. As a matter of fact, you could do your hip lifts and put your feet on your pillow. That would be enough of a lift. Okay? Actually, this would be a really good thing to do. So you can put your feet here, and I'll do the first set with you, and then I'll turn around and do the harder one on the chair. Okay, it's up to you. So I'm going to lean to the side. I'm going to help myself roll down. My feet are right here. And I'm going to lift my hips right up there. Squeeze tight, lift the hips, push yourself just a little, push yourself up. Hold it there, hold it there, hold it there. Don't let your knees go out to the side. Keep them pretty tight. Breath, breath, breath. Now, roll your spine down, one little vertebrae at a time. Release. Stay as close as you can to your pillow or to the floor or to your heels. Here we go. Squeeze the butt. Rotate through to the hips. Reach, 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 reach. Push your butt up. Squeeze tight. Hold it up there. Hold it up there. You're really pushing hard on the heels. Pushing. Breath, 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 breath. Rotate down, rotate down, rotate down, rotate down, rotate down. And release. Take a big deep breath. Okay? Now, if you're determined that you really, really wanted to help your back to get stronger and not hurt your joint in your hip or hurt anything in your back, this one right here would be one of my moves of choice for you. And, you know, yes, it takes a little setup. It takes a little time getting into it. And you have to really attend it. You have to work at it. Okay, roll yourself back down. But if you want to keep mobility and if you want to keep strength, the hip lift or the back bridge, it's been called both, is a very essential move. Okay? Some people like to put weight across their abdomen as they're lifting. But I'll tell you, when you have a back flare up, just to get into this move is enough. Okay, I'm going to do 3 more with my feet on my pillow. See that? And you might have to keep inching yourself toward your heels because you'll crawl. Okay, ready? Here we go. Up, 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 up. All the way up, all the way up, all the way up. Squeeze tight, squeeze tight, squeeze tight. Then come back down, come back down, come back down, come back down. Release. Take a big deep breath. Here we go. Lift, lift, lift. Rotate. One little string of pearls at a time. Or one little pearl up into the string at a time. Now we got one more. Are you ready? Here we go. Rotate. Hips come. Then the back. Then you're all the way up to the shoulders and you're holding, 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 holding. Breath. Come back down, come back down, come back down. Yay. Bring one knee in, one leg up. Then you extend the bottom leg. Okay? So you're doing what's an L stretch. See, this is an L stretch. Breath. Bring your knee in over your belly button. Okay? Try to keep it as straight as possible. Keep your toe pulled down. So you're stretching under the foot, the Achilles all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Then you bend that knee and you put it down. Okay? Bring the other leg in, all the way in, all the way up. And when I say all the way up, I want you to go up as far as you can go, but your knee has to stay over your belly button. See, if you straighten your leg and it's out here, that's not helping your hamstring flexibility. So you got to bring that knee in, then you flex your foot, and then you bring it up from there as far as you feel you can. Everybody's a little different. All right, you bring it in there, you hang on to it for a bit, then you take that bottom leg all the way down, keep your toe up, because you're in an L stretch. Big breath, breath, breath. Drop your shoulders. Bring that leg back in carefully. Put the foot down. And we are ready to roll over. Now, I didn't get to where I put my heels in the chair, but you can do that anytime you want to. And it will be a much harder lift. Much harder lift. Big breath. So I'm going to come right here now. I'm going to go on to all fours. And just remember, when you have shoulder dysfunction, this move on your hands and knees turns into quite a hard move, okay? So have a chair next to you, and you're going to come with your hips pushing into the chair, okay? So you're going to go hips into the chair. That way you don't have to use your upper body that much. Push your hips forward. Release your butt here. Drop your chin. And you're pushing into that chair. Big breath. Hang on. Big breath. Hang on. Breath. Hang on. Lean in. Big breath. Okay? Now you're on that chair. You're going to put one knee toward the chair. Just like that. One knee is back. I'm going to tuck my toes under. I'm going to push down on the chair. I'm going to push down and lift. Okay? And I'm going to do that once or twice. See, I'm going right down there. I'm using my chair. I want to go smoothly. So I want you to open your movement abilities, your ranges. So we're going to go push down on the chair, push really hard into the front foot, tighten your tummy, and you bring that leg up, okay? Now, some of you don't get discouraged if you can't do that, okay? That's a move that it really is helpful to have intact joints. So I'm telling you, you don't have to do that full move from the floor. You can merely go to here and then come back up. That's perfectly fine. See, I have you in a wide leg stance, and you can rotate your front foot. You're going to get that great stretch coming all the way through your plantar fascia, all the way up to your Achilles. Rotate, bring the knee down a little, then come back. If you can go all the way down, well, great. But if you can't, it's not a big deal, okay? So step forward and step back. Change, I changed. So my knee is here in the front. I'm going to rotate my knee down, and I'll slide my foot. And if I want to go all the way down, go all the way down. But if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then don't. See how I just went down halfway? Keep your shoulders down. Breath. And I'm really rocking and rolling through that calf hamstring. See, I'm going to bend that knee, come down as far as I can. Then I'm going to come back up. Big breath. Pull that front toe up. Drop your body so you're getting a great big movement stretch there. Rotate. Put your feet together. You come up. You just bring your hands out. Bring them into a W. Take a big deep breath. Push out into that straight arm cross T. And then come back in. See that? My thumbs are right there at my shoulders. See that? Boom. And down. Oh! Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.